Hello and welcome to my shop. My name is Tracy Maxfield and this is Hammer Down Woodworking, and today I'm going to show some video that I did about a month ago when I got this joiner. This is a Grizzly. I'm not going to do a review over it in this video. I may do one later on. I don't know. I haven't used it long enough yet. Haven't had it long enough to really give a fair review. But I have been using it. I've got two projects going. I've got a big three-corner hutch that I'm building and also a kitchen table for a client. And I've been using it and it has been working great so far. But I'm going to show you the unboxing video and also some of the assembly that you'll have to do if you order this joiner, and try to cover a thing or two that I missed in the unboxing and setup of this. So we'll get on with that video. Okay, we're going to take a quick look inside the box. It's got these cross braces, and as you can see where they missed a nail there, there's a nail drove through this 1/4-inch plywood. Let me get the camera up where you can see. There's the nail I was just talking about. They have drove nails through this 1/4-inch plywood into the ends of that. And these braces here, they did the same thing all the way down on both sides. And I'm not going to try to save this crate, but I do want to take it apart and not make any more mess than what I have to. So I'm thinking, by the way that it's made, I don't know if you can see it down at the bottom, they have put bolts in that, and it's that way all the way up the side on the other end, and on this side there's bolts through that, and I'm assuming that's holding the whole thing up with whatever type of structure that they've got built inside that crate. So my plan is going to be to take the end, at least one end off, and see if I can see what those bolts are holding up. Maybe it will tell me when I undo this one, and before I unbolt all that and let my joiner just fall to the floor. Alright, from what I'm seeing, it looks like those bolts do go into those pallet jack runners. Right here's another thing too. I hunted and looked everywhere for a video or some literature, something other, on the type plug that these joiners had on them, and could not find anything. They're 220, and I was going to run the wiring for this in my shop while I was waiting on this to be delivered, and couldn't find what receptacle that I needed in order to plug this in. So now when I get this unboxed, set aside, I've got to go get wiring and the receptacle and everything and wire this in. But if anybody's interested, let me bring the camera a little closer. It has one horizontal and one vertical to it, and then a round one. That's the type plug. There's a lot of different types of 220 plugs, and that's the one that this one uses. And there's two boxes right down there of parts. I'll get those and take them over to my workbench, and we'll open those up over there and see what else we got to put on. Alright, in the first box, which is the biggest box, 2 push pedals, 2 T-style torque bit wrenches with some screws and some spare blades for the helical head, spare cutters, 2 knobs, another lever knob, a 13 and an 8mm, and a couple of Allen wrenches. These are, I think those are the brackets that you can mount on it to take like a forklift or something, chain to it and pick it up. And the manual. And in this box is the blade guard. Okay, I want to give you a close-up of these parts. Of course, this is a blade guard. That's the only part that came in that smaller box. The manual, which we will probably be resorting to that. If you get the helical head, I don't know about there's one model that comes with knives and one that comes with the helical head. That's the one I got. There looks like 5 extra blades, carbide blades in there, and then the 2 torque bit T-style wrench and screws. 2 T-style knobs. I don't know exactly what the technical term is for that. This is like a lever handle for maybe torquing down the, probably going to be the fence. I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out. These are those 2 brackets that I believe, not for sure, I believe they are to lift, because they're pretty hefty. They're used to bolt onto the side of the casing, and you can actually lift it up off the ground with a forklift or something of that nature. I think, I'm not for sure. They may just be end up handles just to hang your blocks on or something. I don't know. And you get 2 other Allen wrenches, unknown what size. 2 wrenches. This one has a 13 and 11. This one has a 9 and a 10 millimeter. I started looking at the manual, and that one lever, extra lever that was in there, it's not extra, it goes right here in the fence, so you can pull that on and off 90 if you need to. We'll go over how all this stuff right here on this fence works in just a minute. These right here are locking nods for the wheel. These pieces, one of them bolts right here, and the other one bolts right here, and that will allow you to pick it up with like a forklift or something of that nature. I'm going to put them on just as a place to have to hang something if I need to hang something on. Okay, as you can see, there's holders on the side of the cabinet for your push paddle, your push blocks. They just snap in that, and that holds them out of the way and keeps up with them. Those 2 knobs, you can see them on the bottom. those tighten up against the wheels, the rollers under the back, to make it stationary. There is no roller on the other end. You have to pick up on the bed and roll it on those two wheels like you would a dolly or something. So it only goes one direction at a time unless you pick up and swing that end over there. As far as the cutter guard, it just sticks down in there, and there's a screw that goes into the bottom of it with a washer to keep it from coming back out. You can take it back out, but you just push it over to where you want it and lock this down. And there's a spring in it that automatically closes it. If you need it out of your way, just loosen it up and slide it out of the way. This is a brake to stop the fence from going forward and backwards. You can just disengage that, twist this, and adjust your fence forward and back. Then you can lock that back down. This bolt right here is a fine adjustment for your 90 degree. You've got to stop on here, and you can fine tune wherever 90 is at from the bed to the fence. You can loosen this up using this handle that came with it. You can do your, that takes you off your 90. And you have a bolt right here that has another nut locking it in. But I'm assuming that you can, I haven't messed with this any yet, but I'm assuming that you can adjust that bolt to get to your complete 45 and fine tune it, and then you can fine tune this one to set your 90 for your fence. Of course, if you're going to be doing any bevels in between, you just have to put your bevel gauge on it, get it to where you want it, and then lock it in that position. That's my assumption of it and my observation of it so far. This bolt right here, I have yet to find out what that does. It does go all the way through. Maybe that's another fine tune for 90, I don't know. But that should be your 90 degree stop. This has not been adjusted. I don't know that this fence is 90 to the tables on it or not, but it will be when I get done with it. But that is what that's for, and I'm sure that's your 45. Anything in between, you just have to kind of gauge it and then lock it down with that. That's pretty smooth. And it is pouring a rain here, and I hope it's not interfering too much, but some of the things that I didn't cover in the unpacking video is it has a, I don't think I covered it anyway, I don't remember seeing it, but it has a 4-inch dust port on it, and this right here is the adjustment for your outfeed table. And those adjust real easy up and down. But I have found with this one, what I have used it, if you don't have it all the way up, if you lower this any at all, from the highest elevation of it, it is lower than your helical head, and it will cause snap. And this arm on this side, and this is the adjustment that you'll loosen in order to raise the infeed table up and down. And it also has a depth of cut right here as to what you're cutting. When you loosen this up and you lower it down, it shows you your adjustment on it. As the easy access, you're not having to reach down and under the machine or anything to turn it off and on. And this one, you can get two different cutter heads in these. You can get the blades or the helical head. I chose the one with the helical head. And this is also an 8-inch bed, and the total length is 76 3/8 inch long. and your fence is 38 1/8 inch long, and it is almost 4 3/4 inches high. And I covered this in the unpacking video that you just saw, and I have determined that this bolt right here is to fine-tune and dead set when you let your fence down for 45, cutting a bevel on, or actually joining a bevel. You can fine-tune this to where your fence will land at a 45. This stop, when you loosen that up and flip this stop out of the way, let's just go ahead and do that. Flip that up, and you can roll it down, and you can adjust that to where it stops on this fence, and you can adjust that for your 45s. The only thing that I can figure out that this bolt would be for, when you kick that fence out, there's a little nesting spot. I don't know if you can see it right here, and it does go all the way through. And the only thing I can figure is that it may allow you to fine-tune something between a 45 and a 90-degree angle. If you roll the fence out, get your angle set, and then you can fine-tune it maybe with that. I am not for sure on that. That is just a guess on my part. Those T-knobs do go in this side, and that's where your wheels are at. They actually just tighten up against the wheel and make it set stationary. In order to move it, you have to pick up one end of it, that end of it. Loosen those up, pick that up, and you walk it around kind of like a dolly. It's real heavy. This machine weighs in excess of 470 something pounds. Well, I hope that's helpful to you. Like I said, I'm not going to do a review over it, not right now anyway. I might do one later. I've not had it long enough to give it a fair review, but from what I will tell you, from what I have used it so far, it is a beast of a machine, and it does work good. It's worked good so far for me. I haven't jointed any angles on it yet. Everything's been straight up 90, and everything has come off looking good. That helical head, that is where it's at. That is a whole lot quieter, and it's a whole lot smoother cut. It just does a great job. And you set your fence at 90, you will join at 90, or I have been. I will put it like that. I have been. I've not had to do anything to this one. Just pull it out of the box, set it up, put some parts on it, which you saw that, and start using it. I mean, and it's been great. I hope this is helpful to you. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out a lot. And thanks for watching.